All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. The accolades just continue to pour in for Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic, as the big fella earlier this week just captured his third NBA MVP award in the last 4 years. Now, Jokic is now just one of nine players in the long and illustrious history of the NBA to be named as the league's MVP at least three times, while he joins Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Moses Malone as the only three-time winners of the award. The late great Wilt Chamberlain won the NBA MVP four times, LeBron James twice, Michael Jordan and Bill Russell each took it home five times, and then of course the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the only player in league history to be named as MVP six times. Now, during the regular season, the Joker averaged nearly 26 and a half points, nearly 12 and a half rebounds, and nine assists, and helping the Nuggets to tie with the Oklahoma City Thunder for the best record in the Western Conference. So some people are going to question it, as whether or not it was the right move or the wrong move for the Joker to once again be named as the NBA's MVP. You had some tremendous candidates out there. You had Shea Gilgeous Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder, Luka Doncic with the Dallas Mavericks, and then Jalen Brunson, who took fifth. All four of these guys, I think, were more than deserving of winning this award. You look at what Luka has done this season for the Dallas Mavericks. He averaged nearly 34 points per game during the regular season, basically like the Joker, nearly averaging a triple double. Luca averaged just under 10 assists and a little bit more than nine rebounds per contest. You look at what SGA did for the Thunder, and they finished tied with the Nuggets for the best record in the Western Conference. They got the tiebreaker, which is why they are the one seed. But SGA averaged a little bit more than 30 points per game, a little bit more than six assists and five and a half rebounds. And then, of course, we know what Jalen Brunson means to the New York Knicks. This young man averaged nearly 29 points per game, nearly seven assists, and a little bit more than three and a half rebounds. And of course, we're seeing what he's doing for the Knicks so far in this postseason. But it's one of those where you just think about what the Joker has become in the last 4 years. And, the NBA, okay, really hasn't seen something like the Joker from that position. I liken him, and I've been saying this for several years now. I liken him basically what Nikola Jokic is in the NBA is what Arvydas Sabonis would have been if we had gotten a healthy Arvydas Sabonis when he came to the NBA to play for the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, and unfortunately, by the time the Sabonis came to the NBA, he had two bad knees. But now we're seeing what Sabonis would have been like, if he had been healthy. Because you think about the passing ability of the Joker, you think about how he's able to make the people around him better, his scoring ability, his mid-range game, his post game, the three-point shot, the ability to rebound, the ability to be a basically, a point guard. He can do it all offensively. And you just think, like, again, I go back to his numbers over the last 4 years, and the man is basically almost average a triple double every single season. Finished second in the NBA MVP balloting last year to Joel Embiid. Could have made a case for him to win the award last year as well. But it's one of those where I'm sure that the Joker would sacrifice the individual hard awards for the team hardwood because the two previous times that the Joker won the award, the Nuggets did not win the NBA championship. Took second last year, and of course, Denver won the championship. They've got their work cut out for them. About to tip off in a couple of minutes. It's going to be a very hostile environment as they travel to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves down 0-2 in that Western Conference series. And like I always say, for the Joker, it's not just about the points, it's about the assist, it's about their rebounds. Because the Joker might only score 20 points, and I say only, but it's one of those, if he has 15 points, pardon me, 15 assists, and 15 or 16 rebounds, guess what? More than likely, the Nuggets win. But nonetheless, all of these guys that I mentioned, very deserving. Okay. It's not something I don't feel that the Joker got this off of popularity or anything like that. In my opinion, I felt that once we saw the injuries earlier this season to Joel Embiid, once we saw the injury to Giannis, okay, I think that kind of like just paved the way for the Joker to get back and once again get this award. People are going to talk about SGA, and like I said, very deserving. And I think when it's all said and done, this young man is going to have an MVP, at least one in his illustrious career. And the same can be said for Luka Doncic. And of course, you know, a lot of people are going to be talking about Anthony Edwards. His day is probably going to come as well because they are all a part of that new wave of stars that have arrived in the NBA. So you see this, and I said it when the Joker won the first MVP award back in 2021. And there were people out there in the media that tried to downplay it. I said then that he was in the conversation to be a Hall of Famer. The second award for me solidified it because every player that is eligible for the Hall of Fame that has won at least two MVP awards has gotten into Springfield. The only people that are not there are the guys who are still active, a la, you know, your Steph Currys, your LeBrons, your Giannis's, you know, and of course the Joker. And of course, now this third award puts him into that rare air of players because, again, only nine guys in the illustrious history of the NBA. We're talking about more than 75 years worth of basketball. Can say that they've taken this award home three times. And I'll take it a step further. I think Jokic is in the conversation to be the best European born player in the NBA. Not giving it to him yet, but I'm saying he's definitely in that conversation. But nonetheless, for the Nuggets, could this possibly be a rallying cry for them to try to get back in the series? We'll see. I guarantee you, for Minnesota, in my opinion, it's probably going to make them focus harder on the Joker now that he got this MVP award. But you know what? At the end of the day, we'll see how the rest of this series plays out. But at the end of the day, with a guy like Nikola Jokic, you really can't take, or you shouldn't at least take for granted what we're seeing him accomplish on the hardwood. You think about his skill as a big man to score close to the basket. Like I said, the mid range game, the post game, the outside game, and of course, his ability to pass and bring the ball up. A lot of factors, well seasoned, well schooled at the offensive end of the floor. And when it's all said and done, when you put it in pot and mix, you have yourself a three-time NBA MVP. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.